Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome to episode 18 of our Elm Creek Oats and Goats gameplay series. I'm the Ultra Farmer, and we are off to make some cash. We're going to make a ton of cash this episode, which is going to be nice. Not only do we have all of this goat milk that we got to take to the dairy production facility and sell off, but we also have a bunch of horses that are going to be ready to sell kind of next month. A bunch of them are going to hit their 100% fitness next month. So we're going to be getting a good bunch of cash this episode where we're going to have to go buy more horses and continue on training. You know, kind of the never-ending cycle there. But I'm looking forward to it. I got to take all this milk in. So let's get into this episode. And we also got to plant oats this episode. So I'll meet you guys up at the dairy production facility and we'll sell off this milk. All right, I'm just pulling in here. Now, one thing too is this trailer that we got is a new trailer. I decided to go pick this one up because it wasn't really super expensive. And yeah, we're definitely just going to need it to haul all this milk around. So there goes that unit right there. All these pallets are starting to swirl around. Okay, nice. We got that. Okay, total is that about 24, 25? It kind of went in a few different sections there. Let's go look at where we at finances. Okay, there we go. Just about 32,000 bucks, 31,992. Not too bad. That's awesome. 30 grand in milk is a good day. That's a good day no matter what farm you're on. Can I get out this way? Oh, yes and no. Yes and no. We'll just have to spin around. We don't want to drive across this field. Yeah, we'll just spin around here. We'll kind of cut through and get back on the road here. But yeah, I ended up picking up this trailer. It was relatively cheap. I think it was about 16 grand that I ended up paying for it, but I thought it would help kind of down the road. As we do seem to be getting more and more milk, and yeah, it'll just be super helpful if we got to go pick up seed or anything like that. So yeah, I ended up picking up this trailer. It's a nice little unit. It works good for us, and it hauled all that milk in one shot, which is great. So now we got to get back to the farm, and we got to kind of ride a few of the horses. I think most of them I've gotten to 100% riding. What we really have to do is jump into the next month. We'll have to get into March, and while we're planting, we're going to be kind of running around riding a bunch of the horses and making a plan. And we're going to have to load a couple of them up into the trailer and take them off to sell. It's going to be busy. We're going to be doing kind of a lot of stuff. Planting is always a big kind of season because we got to roll all the fields. We'll have to go through and make sure everything's fertilized good. All that stuff. So it'll be kind of a busy next couple months, or at least the month of March is going to be a busy one, but that's why we do it for. So I'm going to get this trailer parked away. I'll see you guys in March, and like I said, we'll get into planting and getting some of these horses loaded up and sold. I'm just getting pulled over to our first field here. Welcome to March, and as always, this is our planting season, the oat planting season. It's just about as fun as harvesting. Maybe not quite as fun, but I still love oat plant season. I kind of like just the springtime. Spring is such a good time. Spring and fall. I want to know. I want to know what place on earth is spring, like the majority of the year. You know, like say you go live in like if you live close to the border, close to the equator. Like when I was in Indonesia, like it's just like hot there all year. Like it is like summer. There's no snow. There's no winter. I mean, there's like a rainy season, but it's almost like summer 100% of the year. And if you go to Siberia, right, or somewhere like way northern Russia, it's just cold all year. And I just wonder what place on earth is like spring or fall all year. Is there a place that's kind of got like that climate? It's just nice, comfortable. It's not too cold. It's just perfect weather. That's my favorite thing. If I could find that place on earth, I think that's where I gotta move. That is definitely where I gotta end up. But it may not exist. Okay, so there's a bunch of horses that we got to kind of go through and figure out exactly which ones we're going to take and sell. Through the winter, I rode so many horses, I've been trying to get all of their health and their fitness, and not necessarily their health, but their fitness and their riding at 100%, their cleanliness. Now there's some that are still at kind of like that 90 ish. So this is the thing. We're kind of like sift through, and we'll probably take and sell some horses this month, and maybe we'll have to take a few in and sell next month. But I want to grab the horse trailer. We'll load it up, and we just gotta kind of make a plan. But it's gonna be one thing at a time here, because planting is important. Let's drop this down. Yeah, planting is super important. We gotta get all these fields rolled. I am fertilizing as we're planting, so the nitrogen should be taken care of a bit as we go, but I want to kind of just check the pH levels of the fields and all that stuff while we're planting, just to make sure they should be good to go. Like, we've really kind of got them dialed in these last few growing seasons, last like probably 4 or 5, but we're still kind of just check through and make sure I'm not missing anything. But so my kind of rough plan, and it could change a little bit depending on what we're able to get for... Oh, is it set to 3 headlands? Wow. Thought it was only on 2. My mistake. Yeah, it'll kind of just depend what we can find for sale. But I definitely want to get a couple more younger stallions. And I've been going back and forth with this. Part of me was like, I don't want to deal with mares anymore in breeding, just because it's such like a kind of like a long process, you know, to take a little foal to go from, you know, birth to even being able to breed. If it's a stallion, is 3 full years of game time, which is kind of a long time to wait. But so at first I was like, maybe we just won't do any more mares and breeding, but I'm thinking kind of do a little bit of a blend where I kind of want to just do both. Like, we'll have majority stallions, but I think I should try and find another good mare like we had like with Penelope and Millie and Opal, and maybe if we just have 1 or 2 mares and just breed them will be best, rather than just straight stallions. Or like right now there's Kismet, there's Opal, there's Millie, there's Penelope, Brownie. These are all mares, and it's just, yeah, when they have offspring and then trying to bring them all up, it's way too many ones. I just got to have the population of our horses controlled a little bit, or it's just too time consuming to ride them. I wouldn't be able to do like all the farming almost as well. But the neighbors are going to come over and help us plant a little bit. I'm going to get started on this field, and then probably one of the neighbors is going to come over and start on either our 2nd or our 3rd field. It just kind of depends how their schedule works. And while that happens, we're going to go off, ride the horses, and they said they'd help us roll a little bit as well, but I don't know exactly how much time they have to come help us today. So if we've got to take over rolling, even if they can get a couple fields planted for us, and maybe 1 rolled while we're riding horses and kind of going back and forth up to the animal dealer, that would be great, and we could take over from there and kind of finish off towards the end of the month-ish. It's going to be the rough plan. So get this field planted, and then we got to do some riding of the horses. I'm going to hook onto the horse trailer with our truck and kind of get squared away and make a plan to go, yeah, up to the dealer. Let's get this field finished off, and yeah, I'll kind of, well, once we get a better plan and I get the neighbors over here, then we can kind of deal with the horses. I'm just coming back into the pen here with Penelope. So we got Penelope Road. Now the other one that we got to ride is Brownie. We got to find Brownie and take her out, and those will be the first 2 that we're going to take up to the animal dealer, and then next month we'll have to take a couple more. Again, I'm just slowly, now that Penelope's, you know, she's 6 years, she's almost 7 years old, and she's got 100% riding fitness, cleanliness. Penelope was a really good horse. She's kind of at a perfect time. So, okay, Millie will end up selling next month. There's Brownie. Oh, we're like stuck in here. Come on, Brownie, we can do it. Yes. Like the wind, Brownie. And yeah, I know Millie and Opal will be taking next month because their fitness is at 90% right now, so we might as well just wait and get them up to 100. Got the neighbor out planting the field for us. Thank you very much, neighbor. And we'll also be having to take in, I think, Small Ramsey next month. Small Ramsey is already worth like about $25,000, which is awesome. And I think we'll be taking either Gusty or Ebony. And then we've got way younger horses in kind of the other pens. We've got Bob, Quiver, Coco. Kismet will be selling as well at some point, but I'll have to just kind of go. Well, maybe we could go kind of check right now. There's Bob, Indigo, and Kismet. So these ones are quite young. We'll slowly get them up over the next couple years, next year or so, and then sell them. Just make sure I'm not running into anything. Yeah, Kismet will be getting close. Actually, Kismet's at 100% as well. What age is Kismet at? Is it going to tell us? 26 months. Okay, so we'll be taking Kismet as well with Opal or with Brownie and Penelope. So those ones we'll take up, and then once we've kind of got a control under all the mares and stuff, then we can make a plan for the stallions moving forward. We'll see what's available to purchase for new kind of breeding mares, and yeah, we'll just kind of see, kind of just playing it as what's going to pop through and what's available for us to buy. But we're making pretty decent money on the horses now, especially since the farm is at a point where, like, we could buy another field, but I kind of just don't even really want to. I don't think it's worth it. We're able to feed the animals really well between kind of going back and forth between maybe doing oats and some grass fields to cut and bale our own hay. And even at that point, we don't even really have to cut and bale our own hay if we don't want. We can't afford just to buy bales every now and then. I mean, it's not always the most efficient, and we do have the equipment, but if we've got a good stockpile in there. I've got carrots stocked up, oats. If we have to go buy bales every now and then, that's really not the end of the world. Let's grab the truck here, though. I'm going to unpark this thing. Let's get hooked onto the trailer. You know what we should do, too? Let's run over. Let's give our boy some food. I don't know where he is. He was probably in with the horses, to be honest. He's always in there. Alright. Took onto the old horse trailer. I'll load up a few of the gals, and we'll head up to the animal dealer. What I probably should do, too, is maybe move this, the other trailer that I got sitting there. I was pulling it around, filling the animal pens with oats, which I should probably put on today's list of stuff to do as well, is get this thing. Let's dump some oats in here. Actually, let's just wait and see. I want to make sure the balance of the food is good. 8,000 liters. We come in here, it'll tell us. Yeah, we actually need hay in here rather than oats. So that's a good thing I checked there. So we'll put that on our chore list. We've got to throw at least a bale of hay in there. I'm gonna pull this around. We might as well go check the other pens while we got this hooked up, rather than dumping it in the silo. Let's jump out. Let's go see how everybody's doing in here. Okay, so they got a pretty good mix of food in there. I could dump a little bit more. 17,000. Yeah, I'll probably just dump some in here. It's only 1,000 liters, so we can just dump this in there, and then it's emptied out. And then I can park this away, so it's not in the road. I'll just park it right there for now. Alright, let's hop back in the truck. We'll hop back in. I think I gotta be... Yeah, right like that. I think that's what I got. Okay, so we're gonna take Brownie, move her into the trailer. Okay, where is Kismet? Move to the trailer. And Penelope. Oh. Okay, off we go. Let's head up to the animal dealer. What I'll probably do is I'll save you guys the drive. I'll meet you up there, and we'll get the gals offloaded. All right, just pulling in here. I'm gonna spin around, so it's kind of a little bit easier to pull out. Okay, look at all the snowball. There's always funny names. Okay, I think we're gonna have to kind of do this one at a time. Well, we could probably do it all at the same time, but I want to do it one at a time so we can keep track of their sale prices. So if we sell Kismet, we're gonna get 1,000 or 14,815. I'm just writing this down so I can update the spreadsheet. Okay. Old Penelope, goodbye, my dear. And that's 20,770. And Brownie for 23,389. Right on. Okay. Well, we're not buying cows, that's for sure. Now that we're here, though, let's go through and let's take a look at some of these stallions. Sleepy Snowball, hilarious name. Slow Admiral, this is a really good horse. How old is Slow Admiral? What do we got for an age? 202 months. Good lord. Quiver, Loud Bubbles. Man, these are some funny names. A horse named Yesterday. That's awesome. Okay. Butterscotch. That is a solid name for a horse, okay? That has got to be one of the best names just for a horse, right? Butterscotch. I think we get Butterscotch at this point. Like it just the name is just so good, right? Vagabond. How old is Butterscotch? 25 months. Vagabond, Tiny Robin. That's a really good horse right here. Vagabond, how old are you? 22 months. A horse named Cowboy. That's a good one. Okay, Taylor. Okay, so I think we could buy Vagabond. And so what's the price here? Let's buy. We'll put him in the trailer. 5449. Not a bad sale price. Okay. Willow. Wow. Willow's 20 months. I think we get Willow as well. Let's buy Willow. Okay, let's buy 6,900. Or maybe at the end of the episode, what we'll do is we'll kind of go through all the spreadsheet once we've got everything kind of sorted. We got horses in there? We do. All right, let's head back to the farm. I'll do the same thing. I'll kind of save you guys the drive. We'll head back to the farm. But not too bad, you know what I mean? We made like 40, 50, 57, 58, 59,000 bucks off the sale of those horses, which is great. And we got a couple new additions to the farm, which is also great. That's so funny. A horse named Yesterday. Horse named Yesterday and a horse named Cowboy. Unbelievable. Yeah, yep, that's great. Okay, well, I'll head back to the farm. We'll offload our new members, and we'll kind of continue on with planting. I'll check on the neighbors and see how they're doing, see if they need us to take over at all. Hopefully, they could maybe get that other field done for us. That would be great. But if not, no worries. We'll go plant that field, and we also got to get to rolling, and then next month we'll be headed back up to the dealership. All right, I've just got our set of rollers here. I'm gonna get on this field and kind of get these fields rolled out. So the neighbor was laughing at me, and he goes, "What did you plant on your first field?" I said, "Oats." He said, "No, you didn't." When he got in that unit, there was grass seeds loaded in there, and I was like, "What?" You guys are probably laughing at me watching me do it, but yeah, so we got a grass field going. I wasn't paying attention, planted the wrong thing. Good thing the neighbor knows what he's doing, so that's great. Well, we got one of the two fields are correct, but you know what? That's okay. This is just a fine mistake, sort of. We can plant, we can do some grass, we'll cut and do some bales. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, I didn't even notice that. I just grabbed that planter and started going, figuring I was good to go. We got a grass field this season, which is gonna be, yeah, it'll be just great. We'll get some more bales. It'll be just fine. You know what? I'll probably get into a baling mood later on anyways. Knowing me, it'll probably work out just fine. Actually, I probably should check the contracts and see if there are any baling contracts. There probably isn't going to be any right now. Obviously, not too many fields are being baled in March, other than grass fields. Someone might be out cutting their ground. I don't know. People bailing in March, that's pretty, would be pretty lucky. Getting a cut this early. But yeah, we gotta watch the contracts and see if any good bailing ones pop up, especially for square bales. Sometimes round bailing contracts come up, but all we got is a square baler. Get a spin around here. So yeah, I'm gonna go through, get both of these fields rolled out. I'll probably, by the time I roll both these fields, be able to do that final one that the neighbor's planning. It's nice of him to come give us a hand. And then that'll kind of get us through into April. So once we get through into April, like I said, we're gonna have to load up some of the stallions that are ready to be sold, which will be Small Ramsey for sure. I think Gusty, not Oreo, not Ebony, not just yet. It might just be Small Ramsey, and I think it'll just be Small Ramsey. Yeah, we'll have to check Small Ramsey and Gusty for sure. I can't remember. I'm getting all of them mixed up, but yeah, those two for sure will be going. Maybe Ebony. Ebony might need a little bit more. Something tells me Ebony's fitness was at 65%, which means it might just be around 90. Anyways, I'm thinking out loud more than anything right now, but we'll get those horses sold off. Then we'll be able to kind of go through and make a plan for all the pens. I still kind of want to keep this pen down here for the young ones. So for Quiver, Indigo, and Bob, they'll probably stay in that one. We still have a few mares that'll be sitting in the mare pen, and then this time we'll probably just keep it kind of consistent like that for now. It's just kind of easier to keep them all separate, and just for me anyway, so I know who's where and who's kind of getting ready to be sold eventually. Once we go up to the store with the stallions, we will check and see if there is any really good mares up there that maybe we could grab. It'll just be one or two max. I think we'll just stick with like one or two max mares, and we'll just breed them and kind of just go from there. I don't know. I'm still just kind of playing it as it goes, but I think for right now that'll be the plan. So I'm gonna keep going with rolling here. I'll get these fields rolled out, and then I'll meet you guys in April, and we will head back up to the animal dealer, do our sales, and maybe pick up a couple mares. All right, crew. Welcome to April. I'm just loading up the last of the horses here. We've got, okay, let me just make sure I got everybody accounted for. We've got Small Ramsey, Oreo, Millie. No, not Millie. We got Oreo, Small Ramsey, Ebony. We've got, oh gosh, now I can't remember everyone's. No, we do have Millie and Opal in there. And there was one more, Gusty. Yeah, we're gonna sell Gusty as well. Gusty is it is weird. Of all the horses that were born, his like rating, his overall rating was extremely low. So yeah, we'll just we'll sell off Gusty. I think like we're still gonna make a profit from Gusty, obviously, but yeah, not the highest rating. So we'll go in. I don't really know what we're gonna get for all these horses. Although Small Ramsey is worth like 34 grand. Ebony's worth like 30 to 32 right there. Penelope, or not, sorry, not Penelope. Millie and Opal, I think, are each around 18 grand. So we'll see. And I'm going to have to write everything down. We'll still double check, and we'll go through and check the spreadsheet at the end. I think right now we've roughly made about 200,000 on the horses is our gross profit. Not considering what we've input for food. Let's go see. So yeah, we got Ebony. Ebony's sitting around 33K. Let me just get my list here. Let me just make a new one here. So we got E. Okay, so let's sell Ebony. Let's sell selected. So 33,514 or 541. Sorry, a little dyslexic. Oreo. We will sell. Okay. And then old Millie is 1942. Yeah, Gusty. If we look at is it going to show us? Yeah, if we look at Gusty's overall, just really the metabolism's low, fertility is super low. It still says quality is very high, but yeah, Gusty just Gusty didn't perform too well, which is okay. Let's go. Oh, I gotta make sure I put down the right names. Okay, so 3. You guys are probably annoyed that I gotta write all these down, but I want to keep track of everything really good so that our spreadsheet can be accurate when we do everything. Okay, so let's go into sell. And I've got all these wrote down so we can sell all the selected. 66,000 just for them right there. Nice. So we're over 362,000 bucks. That's really great. Now, while we're here, let's just go through and look at some of the mares. Inky's 27 months. Really, really good. Very high. Midnight. Bubbles. It's a stallion. Cherry Dot. Lana. Espresso 18 months. You know what I think what we'll do? We'll take back a good mare. We'll take back Inky. Let's buy. All right. We got Inky loaded up? We do. All right. Let's head back. Let's head on back to the... Okay, so 45.85. I got to remember that as well. Okay, everything's wrote down. Let's head back to the farm. What we'll do is we'll head back up to the farm, and we've got to deal with weeds. Now that all our oats have grown a little bit, we're going to go through and we got to kind of deal with weeds on each field. And then what I think we might do as well is we might kind of go through our equipment. And now that we got a little bit of extra cash sitting around, there's kind of a couple things that I was thinking about upgrading. I was thinking about getting a new tedder for the farm. Maybe something just a little bit wider that we can kind of ted the fields a little bit quicker. I may look into getting kind of a different mower unit for us. Like that mower that we got works fine, but we might be able to... Whoa! That person was in a hurry. But we might be able to get kind of a different unit. I'm not 100% set on it, but we have a little bit extra cash now. We could upgrade that. We don't need a new baler, that's for sure. We don't need any more tractors. We don't need like another roller. We don't need any type of different fertilizing units, I don't think. Our windrower unit is fine. I think we're pretty good on most things. Just the tedder and the mower might be something nice to upgrade if we can, which of course we could. And maybe we could always look at getting a new cultivator, a little bit wider of one. I could get the Prolander one, which is an awesome unit. Let's move that in. Okay. All right, we are good to go. Okay, I'm going to park this trailer. Actually, let's get one of these tractors fired up. We'll get one of these tractors at least running. Where's our weeding unit? It's not in there. It must be along the side over here. I'm just going to get a worker kind of started on this close field while we kind of just pull around and park the truck and trailer, and then we'll go take over and we'll do the rest of the weeding. So let's get this backed in. And we can even kind of start on this small field right here. Like, it doesn't really show any popping through, but like this happened last time and a bunch of weeds came through. Yeah, like it's telling me that we can't work it, but okay, let's just go to another field. Like last time, I swear the field kind of looked like that, and then all of a sudden weeds ended up popping through when we were going time to harvest. I'm just going to still try that, because like I did this last time. I planted, and I was like, no, it should be good to go, and then we had weeds. Okay, yeah, because it like definitely looks like there's weeds here. Those are weeds. That's a weed, for sure. So yeah, we got to do both these fields. Okay, let's jump back over into the truck, and let's get this truck and trailer parked away. So there, we downsized with horses, but we got a mare that we can breed. Inky's 27 months, right? So old enough to breed. We have stallions that will be close. We'll double check everything. But we won't really, again, I'm not going to focus too much on the breeding aspect. If we get a chance to and it works, we will. If not, I'm just going to mostly focus on raising the stallions. Actually, let's back this in right here. Oh, I ran over Danny's ball, and then it's gone now. Oh man, he's going to be choked. We're going to have to get him a new ball. Okay, let's back up.
We'll fill his bowl because we ran over his ball and I don't know where it went. Might have crushed it and it got sucked up in the wheel well. Oh, there it is. Okay. All right, bud. I ran this over, but we'll get you a new one, okay? All right, let's head out. I'm going to actually park this. You know what? I'm just going to let a worker go on this field, actually. And what I'm going to do is let's fire up this tractor. And I think I'm going to take the tedder up to the store and see if we can sell it off, and then we'll look into buying a new one. So what I'll do is I'll get hooked onto this unit. I'll head up to the store, and then we'll meet. I'll meet you up there, and we'll go shopping together, and we'll pick out a new one for us. And yeah, we'll drag her back down to the farm. All right, I just parked this tedder unit off, kind of in their little drop-off area here, and yeah, I think we head on into the store and let's go see what we can find. Okay, so first, let's go into our menu and let's sell. Let's get these guys to give us a good price on our tedder. 3,600 bucks. Not too bad. Not too bad. That thing did good for us. And let's go see two things. Let's go see what we can get for a new set. And where's Tedder's right there. So what I was kind of thinking is maybe one of these right here. It doesn't really matter. They're both pretty low horsepower to use. This is 8.9 meters wide that it'll do. This one will do 8.2 meters. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. These ones kind of fit our color scheme a little bit better. Yeah. So I think we'll get these ones. 15 grand. That's good. We can afford that. Now we're in here. I wanted to kind of look at a new mower. Like, I've used this mower a bunch, but it's 50 grand. Or do we just kind of get this unit? Like, this is a good setup, these two, but again, that's like 50 grand by the time you're all said and done, right? So I don't really know. This is just like such a really good option. We have the horsepower to pull it around. It will fold up. You can't unload it when it's folded up, but this could be a good option too. This is a mod. I'm not going to buy anything right now because we won't have a way to haul it back. I might do another trip. Like, I'll bring this mower up here when it comes time to sell it. But I'm thinking it'll probably be a tie between maybe this double unit. The nice thing is this is just a single unit. You just throw it on the back and off you go. It is a little bit easier to kind of use. Oh, there's more stuff down here. This is just too big. You need lots of horsepower for this. This you don't need much horsepower for, but it's only 3 meters wide that it'll work, and it's a side one. It's a little bit, yeah, I don't know. Not my favorite, to be honest. Not my super favorite. So yeah, probably something like that. All right, let's head back out. Let's go get back in the tractor. Hook onto that new tedder unit, and head back to the farm. Well, we won't be able to test them out just today, but it'll be nice when the time comes. It'll kind of ted that field a little bit quicker for us. 15 grand, you know. I had to ride the horses a lot. Like, I definitely rode the horses a lot through the winter to get all of those horses to a, like, you have to get them to 100% riding each day to get their fitness up, and then yeah, there was a lot of horses that I was riding. That's kind of why I wanted to sell them off a little bit, because it's a bunch of work to ride them. It really, really is. Like, it's very time consuming when there's like 12 horses that need to be rode each day. So I gotta get fuel in this. I gotta get fuel in this tractor. And what we'll do too is we'll make sure that our fuel tank at the farm is filled up. Now that we got a little bit of extra cash, we might as well put it to doing some stuff like that. We can go check. I bought seed last time, but our fertilizer and our lime silos should be full. But I might go around and just make sure they're topped up, especially the fertilizing one. We definitely use that quite a bit. I could always get a bit bigger of a hoeing unit to deal with weeds, but I mean, our fields aren't really that big, so I don't know if it's necessary, if it's super necessary, but you know, we will have some extra cash in the future. Now, next episode, what we're going to have to do is really go through the goats. The goats are that barn is almost filled with goats, so I kind of want to go through and just make sure we sell off any really old goats that we have, and just kind of do a real overhaul on the goats, make sure everything's good to go. The goats are pretty just chill, because like, you just feed them, and we take their milk in once a year, and that's kind of it. Yeah, the goats are pretty awesome to deal with. And they're always just kind of jumping around in there, just giving her. But let's just kind of check through our animals real quick. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to update the spreadsheet, and then we'll go through the spreadsheet and take a look at all of the kind of the cash that we've made so far. Okay, so here is kind of the updated spreadsheet. This is obviously the prices that we paid for the horses, and then this is their sale prices thus far. So like if we come through here, these were horses that were just born. We made some insane profit off some of these horses. Like Ebony was 33,000, Small Ramsey was 34,000, which is great. Penelope was 20. Yeah, but even the horses that we did have to pay for, we've done quite well on. Opal was straight profit. So our gross profit, this isn't accounting any food or anything that we had to give them. Like if we had to buy, like for, doing the oats and the hay and all that stuff. But so the gross profit's 278,000. But I mean, like, it really didn't cost that much to feed them, like seed and stuff over the years and some fertilizer and lime. Like, this is like almost straight profit. So yeah, that's our profit to date on the horses, 278,000 bucks gross profit. But it'd be, even if we say we put 20 grand to feeding them, that's still like 260,000 bucks. So pretty not too bad. Let's head back to the farm. All right, so I'm just going to head over here and I'm going to deal with the weeds on this last field. And, I think what we'll probably end up doing, let me get my GPS set here. Let's set this down and off I go. I'll deal with the weeds. You know what I think we're going to do is, I think what we'll do is end the episode there. I think this is going to be kind of a good spot to do it. We did a lot of stuff this episode. We got a bunch of horses sold. A couple new additions to the farm. We've got good money saved away right now, and really, we bought a new tedding unit, but we really didn't need to. And even if we do get a new mower or something like that, we're still really good for money right now. Again, this isn't really a series where I needed to make millions and millions of dollars. I just wanted us to get set and kind of have everything that we need. I know we're doing some side quests trying to find some of the golden apples, which we'll go find more of those golden apples. We didn't really get a chance to go look this episode, but there's going to be a lot of riding of the horses over the next little bit. Getting all those fitness levels to 100%. So we'll take the horses out for a spin, and we'll go try and get some more golden apples just as our side quest. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. I appreciate it like always. Hopefully you guys have a good afternoon, morning, evening, whenever it is that you're watching this. Thank you to everybody who's joined the Discord. Thank you to everybody who leaves me a comment, all that stuff. Everyone who has hit the sub button. Just know how much I appreciate that. It's just really awesome. So again, thank you guys so much. Yeah, I'm looking forward, and I've been filming our next gameplay series, which I'm gonna start putting some stuff in the Discord, kind of vote that, some screenshots from it. Maybe you guys can figure out what we're doing. So if you want to see some of that stuff, make sure and join the Discord. All links for that stuff is in the description. And yeah, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Thanks again.